population in the world. Now our population is about 245, mean that about Muslims about 200 million. If you combine with the Middle East, 5 countries, Middle East, not enough for Indonesian Muslim population, because that's why now we are very concerned about the halal market, because under the data, more than 60% of the raw material coming from out of countries. So it means that Indonesia is still the importer country, because we still import for food. I am talking about food. For food is more than 60% of raw material we import, especially the meat and meat derivative, and for the seasoning, for flavor, and dairy product. We import a lot dairy product from Europe, from New Zealand and Australia. And meat, up to now, we import just from Australia and New Zealand and US, but not yet from Europe. Now in the progress from Europe, especially from Netherlands, and maybe from Belgium. You have a big beef. I forgot Belgium beef, very big. But the problem here in Europe is about the stunning system. That's why next Monday we have a conference in Rotterdam talking about the stunning system in Rotterdam, in Netherlands, because a lot of countries in Europe, they have their own their own policy about the stunning. But if we are talking about the halal, there is a standard about the halal stunning for the slaughtering, for the halal slaughtering. Okay, we are talking about the halal and haram certification. Let's talk about the terminology about the halal in the food and all the consumption of the Muslim. Halal and tayyib, haram, makruh, and masbuh. What is halal? Okay, please. The halal means that the lawful or permitted under the Islamic law. Lawful or permitted under the Islamic law mean that some definition. Sometimes they just make a very simple definition about the halal. Halal means that no pork or no alcohol. It's not like that. Yeah, the halal is not only pork. We are not only talking about pork. Yeah, the absence of pork or the absence of alcohol. But halal and haram is something like clean and lawful. I mean that the processing, the raw material, the process. It's about all the thing about the raw material. Okay, and tayyib means wholesome, nutritious, or good taste. Mean that under the food safety, we know about the fit and safe for human consumption. Mean tayyib. Tayyib is almost the same, like fit and safe for human consumption. Under the Islamic law, all the Muslim people must. It is obligation to consume only halal and tayyiban. Means should be halal and tayyib. So not only halal, but must be tayyib as well. So we cannot give the certification for the food only complying with the halal issue, but not tayyib, not fit or not safe for human consumption. So both criteria should fulfill by the product to get the halal certificate. So under the Indonesian certification body, as I'm the director for that in this body, so we put this criteria, 2 criteria to get the halal certificate for the product, halal and tayyib. So under the GMP, for instance, for the tayyib or HACCP, we are very interesting. We are very concerned about the HACCP and GMP for the food processing. And after that, of course, we concern for the halal raw material, but the slaughtering, for instance, for the meat and meat derivative, contamination from pork or pork derivative, and using the same line for the production. Yeah, we cannot accept the the using same line for the halal product with the non-halal, especially for the pork or pork derivative raw material. So Indonesia, this is halal toy and halal and toy, okay? And haram is unlawful, this is the opposite of the halal, okay? And then makruh means discourage or dislike, but still halal. Makruh means still you can consume, but not too much. Yeah, makruh. Yeah, and masbuh is mean suspected or gray area between halal and haram. No status. The makruh is no status, no idea of the status of the product, even halal or haram. This is makruh. And about the food, Indonesian Council of Ulama, especially we have the Fatwa Commission. The Fatwa Commission is the commission consists of the Islamic scholar. They give the fatwa, and the fatwa is state that if food modified through science and technology, hence it is difficult to determine its ingredient or material, additive or processing aid, source of origin, so the food is categorized as masbuh or subhat. So under the Islamic law, masbuh should be avoided. So because under the Prophet Muhammad said that please avoid the masbuh, because if you entering the masbuh, mean you entering the haram. So the masbuh close to haram rather than to halal. Masbuh is no status, but close to haram. This is for prevention. So this is for prevention. You should avoid the makruh things. Better to choose the halal ones. Okay. And halal certification, in civil definition, of course, to assess a product whether it's comply with halal requirement, so it finally can be determined it is halal or haram. This is the civil definition. Okay. This next. Okay. The last. We are talking about the role in the halal certification. Yeah, who role the halal assessors or auditor groups. Sometimes they join together in the halal certifiers. Here in Europe, for instance, we have the network with the halal certifier in Europe. In Belgium, we have one certifiers. In Netherlands, there are 3. In France, 1. In Switzerland, we have 1 certifier. We have a network with those halal certifiers. And Fatwa Commission, Majlis Al-Ifta, this is the Islamic scholar group, we call it Ulama, and the company. So we will discuss one by one of this matter. Okay, the halal assessor or group, or we can say we can call as a certifier. From MUI, we are a certifier authorized by government in Indonesia, the only halal body in Indonesia. From MUI, and we have a standard. We call it HAS 23,000 halal assurance system. 23,000 series. So, for instance, has 23,000 requirement of halal criteria certification. So we have 3 books up to now, but has 23,000. The halal assurance system, or HAS, part 1 and part 2 is policy and procedure of halal certification. So all the requirement we put in the book. So all the company, all the certifiers, all the stakeholder of the halal can read it. So you can read and you can understand about all the halal and halal criteria of Indonesian ulama. And the HAS 23101 guideline of HAS criteria on slaughterhouse. We are focused to make this standard because we import a lot of meat from Australia and New Zealand and US, as I mentioned. So this country must follow all the criteria in this standard HAS 2310. So this is the standard. And the HAS 23